This is KGW News at Sunrise.
It's a lot easier to trust me and trust us medical professionals and get a vaccine than it is to trust me when I'm about to push a plastic tube down your throat and put you on a breathing machine.
Wow, that is blunt but true. That nurse and many other healthcare workers want the public to hear those words as hospitals are pushed to the brink. Next on Sunrise, they're pleased to get vaccinated and avoid becoming their next COVID patient.
And first it was Providence Park and now the Rose Quarter. Those wanting to enjoy local sports live will now have to remember proof of vaccination or at least bring a negative COVID test.
And Hood to Coast is starting tomorrow, the same time Governor Brown's outdoor mask mandate takes effect. We talk to race officials, hear what they're going to do to enforce those new safety measures. Lots to get to this morning, but happy Friday Eve. It is Thursday. Drew and Nina are off for the rest of the week. So Galen Etland with those dulcet tones. I love the tone of your voice.
I'll just bring it down lower.
Yeah, there you go. For the rest of the week, welcome.
Thank you so much. I always love being here, so it's good to be a part of it.
Should point out
your coffee.
I forgot it.
Younger, that's why he looks fresher.
Is that what it is?
I mean, Brenda always looks beautiful.
We're bookending.
Let's get you to the big story, and it's raindrops. This has been fun to look at. We've been watching this for a good half an hour. Rain falling down in Newport. You can see the streaks right there, 55 degrees. The cooler weather pattern we've been advertising did arrive overnight. Right now, Portland's overcast and 63. It's cloudy up and down the valley. We'll be 68 at noon. We carry mainly the chance of some traceable rain showers at times. High temp today, 74 degrees.
All right, Rod, thank you. We start this morning with the dire situation in hospitals in Portland and Southwest Washington. They're almost full as the Delta variant rapidly spreads.
Yeah, staff from various hospitals are just pleading with you this morning to get vaccinated. The hospital system is overrun with COVID-19 patients, and the vast majority are unvaccinated. They say healthcare providers are getting burned out too. Right now, there are more than 1,000 people in Oregon hospitals with COVID-19. And last November, at the peak of that surge, there were only 622. Hospital admins in both Oregon and Southwest Washington expect this surge to last another 10 days or so. And they say it will not level off until October.
We've got a few weeks ahead of us where things are going to be really all hands on deck as we take care of our community. And then it should, the numbers suggest it should start slowing down and reversing, and we should see less patients in the hospital.
Well, members of the Oregon Nurses Association say they're getting frustrated, and they fear this new vaccine mandate for healthcare workers could make their problems even worse. For instance, by the end of the month in the Peace Health system, more than 800 workers could be on unpaid leave if they don't get vaccinated.
We want some answers and accountability on how conditions were allowed to deteriorate this bad 18 months into a pandemic. And I think the hospitals, all the hospitals in the state and the regulatory agencies are going to have to answer to these nurses.
Nurses say there were already staffing issues even before the pandemic.
Now, to help alleviate the problem, Governor Brown is sending in extra resources to places dealing with the worst COVID surges, and reinforcements featuring nurses, paramedics, and other health professionals are on their way to hospitals. Many will go to southern and central Oregon counties, which have some of the worst COVID rates in the state right now. Up to 500 workers will be part of those hospital crisis teams.
One of the hard-hit counties, Jackson, is in southern Oregon, and yesterday it reported 614 new COVID infections. Just to put that in perspective, Multnomah County, which is about 4 times bigger, had 266 cases. That has current and former Jackson County leaders calling on commissioners to speak out more forcefully about this crisis.
In the medical community, we've reached an extraordinarily dangerous level, and we're just thinking that the community needs to mobilize in major ways, and our elected leaders need to help lead us into that.
That's former Medford Mayor Al Dinsmore. He did thank commissioners for all their work during the pandemic. However, he says the current situation demands more action.
And let's get to 3 things to know about COVID right now. OHSU says it has seen an increase in cases of people misusing ivermectin. It's often used to treat or prevent parasites in animals, but recently that drug has been falsely circulated online as a treatment for COVID-19. While variations of that drug have been approved for use on humans, research about the drug's effect on COVID is still going, and it has not been vetted by authorities. The FDA says do not use it for COVID. Misusing the drug can have deadly consequences, especially variations designed for animals, because the doses are often much stronger. Number 2, full approval for another COVID vaccine is in the works. Today, Moderna announced it submitted its application to the FDA. Moderna hopes to get full approval for adults and emergency approval for children 12 and older. The company started submitting data to the FDA in June, and the process can take months. Pfizer's approval, for example, took more than 3. And number 3, health officials in South Dakota are calling the Sturgis Rally a super spreader event. Cases have risen dramatically there. The state reported 3,819 cases in the past 2 weeks. That's up from 644 in the 2 weeks prior. The rally drew in more than 500,000 people, potentially its biggest year ever. And those are 3 things to know about COVID right now.
The COVID safety measures are also affecting soccer fans at Providence Park. It took Thorns fans a little bit longer to get to their seats last night. They saw a good game, though. The Thorns beat Gotham FC 2-1. Okay, from now on, fans 12 and older cannot get in unless they show proof of vaccination or a negative COVID test taken within 48 hours. That goes for Thorns and Timbers games, and fans must also wear masks.
I don't mind being safe, and I don't mind showing that I've been vaccinated and that I'm safe.
It's for the good of the community. So I think being safe, showing proof it's good.
The Portland Trail Blazers and the Rose Quarter just issued similar mandates. Beginning September 4th, fans 12 and up will also need to show proof of vaccination. That applies to basketball, concerts, and any other event. If you're not vaccinated, you can show a negative COVID test within 72 hours of an event. And the Portland Winterhawks also requiring vaccinations for fans at Memorial Coliseum. Their first game is coming up on October 1st. Head coach Mike Johnston agrees with the mandate, saying, quote, "We, along with the Rose Quarter and the Portland Trail Blazers, all agree that the health and safety of our community is a top priority. Fans and staff will also need to wear face masks, and purchases will all be cash-free."
Well, Hood to Coast is still on for Friday, even with the surge in COVID cases. And the governor's new outdoor mask mandate starts on Friday, too. KGW's Bryant Clerkley joins us live now. And Bryant, you spoke with Hood to Coast organizers about how they plan to enforce these rules.
That is right. And good morning, Galen. We received a lot of viewer messages about their concerns, but officials with Hood to Coast say now that there's a statewide outdoor mask mandate. It will be easier to enforce. Masks will be required at the start of the race, as well as during the exchanges and at the finish line. The CEO says masks will be worn anytime runners cannot social distance. There's usually 20,000 runners participating in Hood to Coast. This year, there's only 13,000 due to some international teams opting out. Now, some viewers emailed in their concerns. One said hospitals are full, no room for car accidents, or running injuries, and exchange points are super spreaders. Seaside resident Amy Patterson says she does not think the event should still be happening.
Even though they say it's going to be masked, not everybody's going to wear their masks. You know what I'm saying? It's a consistent thing here, is that yes, there's a mask mandate, but people are not following the mandates.
Hood to Coast CEO Dan Floyd says he understands people's concerns and race officials will be enforcing the rules.
But it's a 200-mile relay race. Where the participants are spread out over those 200 miles. We have some strict guidelines. We also have a waiting list. So if participants, volunteers, employees cannot follow those guidelines, they won't be allowed back. And then also, the running or walking injuries are generally sprains, strains, or blisters. So I highly doubt that's going to impact the ICU.
When teams are in the vans, they're expected to wear masks, and masks will also be required at the finish party in Seaside, and there will also be free vaccine shots at that party. Back to you guys.
Probably a lot of people itching to get back out there. Brian, thank you so much for the update. Let's get to your forecast now with Rod Hill. How's it going, Rod? I know we were seeing some rain in some areas, which we haven't seen in a while.
Yeah, that means it's going fantastically well. Good morning, everybody. So on cue last night, the cooler push of air arrived. There's actually a second little push of cooler air that comes in this evening. And I think with that one would be the best chance of any light showers or maybe a touch of manageable rainfall here in the Willamette Valley and up through southwest Washington. So the cool pattern has arrived. We actually had some traces of rain reported inland last night from that little wave. You can see now some thicker clouds moving out across eastern Washington. It is raining down along the central coast right now. Futurecast of 7:30 this morning shows showers continuing down around Newport and perhaps northward up into Lincoln City. Pretty much a dry morning. I mean, don't be shocked if you see a little spritz of moisture out there this morning in Portland or Salem or Vancouver. But the best chance of us getting some rain will come later this afternoon into tonight with that second little surge of cooler weather. Here's Futurecast at 7 p.m. And this is realistic that there could be some just kind of really light showers kind of around the area. Now hold on to that chance of some rain into tomorrow morning. And then eventually tomorrow, the rain chance ends and we actually will clear out. And I think becoming really sunny tomorrow with a nice Friday evening in store for you. And that sets up the sunny, warmer weekend that we still expect. Here are your morning numbers. So out the door, rain 55 in Newport. It's 58 up in Astoria. Everybody's reporting cloudy skies at this hour here on the west side. It's 60 in Kelso, 61 in Salem, and 63 in the Rose City to start your day. At the coast, total rain amounts today we think will average generally less than 1/10 of an inch. This is a light wind day as well. Cloudy skies, Salem 78, maybe some thin spots in the cloud cover when you drop south of Portland, but up north through southwest Washington, clouds likely hold solid, only about 71 degrees in Longview. So 70s today and tomorrow, 80s this weekend, and then another surge of some cooler weather to start next week that might just bring a chance of rain right there on the old note.
A little something for everyone. Rod, thank you. Well, firefighters in the Northwest have a new tool to locate and track wildfires. They're cameras, and the public can use them too. Coming up, see how this system works. Plus, there's some renewed talk about a shortage of coins across the country. What our Verify team discovered next.